Hello, Stampers. It is Make It Monday today. I am here. Thank you to everyone for your understanding and everything as we kind of missed last week. Everything is good. I appreciate all the well wishes and all the cards. So I just want to say a huge shout out and thank you to everyone for your condolences as we are working through and dealing with Tom's dad. So I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and I hope you had a great Father's Day. I know many of us don't have our father with us, but it's also a great time to reflect on those memories, the things that we did with them, and just kind of look back, at any photos that we had. I'm sure you all have your own traditions or your own things. To serve in memory of your dad. And maybe you've got traditions that you have with your own dad or dad-like figures. So if you did something this weekend, put it in the comments. Let us know. Hey, Kim. Well, I am here. I'm sitting here unwrapping one of my new toys. It's actually been sitting in a box for a week. Eek. And it is my glass mat. I finally got myself the glass mat. Now they've come with these little feet. And I don't think that's just for packaging. I think that's actually to help grip the tables. Pardon me. So we'll play with this. I know some of you have one of these already and can probably give me some tips, but I thought I'll share with you my new toy because some of you haven't seen it. And it is going to be available for customer purchase starting in July. But like I said, I missed out on the demonstrator pre-order they had way back when. Actually, I think it was an incentive for joining with Stampin' Up. But they all sold out before I could get one. So now I'm pretty excited that I finally do have one. But I know that it's going to curse me because I think that there's a reflection that comes. So let me know if it's too distracting for you because I may have to find a solution to tone that down. Okay, so there's also like this little cleaning mat or something. I'm just saying as I'm talking here, I'm pulling out a new toy that I'm going to get to show you as soon as I put the camera down. We are going to play with a card sketch from the new catalog. Now I'm trying to find my catalog actually. Well, I'll just have to pull out one of these. Let me just grab one. If you're someone who still needs a physical catalog, let me know and I'll throw one in your bag. And that way you'll have a hard copy to hold. I'm just looking because I'm going to be talking about card sketches, which I believe is on page 22. Yep, page 22. And they look like this. So I'll show you the one that I decided I'm going to play with tonight. What's going on for June? Okay, so June Bingo was postponed to June 29th, so that's coming up here right away. I did want to let you guys know that there is a lot of stamp sets that weren't available when I went to go place my order. When was it? I think it was on the 9th. I think it was on the 9th. Anyways, because it was later than normal. Had I ordered it, well, I wouldn't have ordered it because I would have normally ordered it on like the 4th and put it in on a rush. But it didn't happen because I delayed this and just with everything going on. Anyways, I'm just trying to say that there are some stamp sets that are not available until June 24th. I'm looking at my calendar. This is why I'm looking away. June 24th or July. I think it was July 4th. So anyways, I am trying my best to hold off. The thing is that although it says it's here the week of the 24th, it doesn't mean it's in on the 24th. So the absolute latest I could order to make sure we get it here for bingo would be the 25th, and that's pushing it for delivery on the Friday. So I was kind of hoping to order what I could this week, just to have it in play. So I'll still kind of add my bingo order together and see who's I'm missing, and then I'll just message you individually. So if you're someone who knows that your order or your stamp set is one of them that's kind of on back order, you can text me or expect a text from me on kind of what's going on with that. So it just might mean that I might just have to put that stamp set in on a different order. I just want them all together just because that's what gives us the bingo credit for the extra free stuff, like for the hostess credit. So anyways, just so you know what's going on with that, that's what's happening. Bingo bags will be ready for pickup on the 28th. I know some of you are okay grabbing it on the Saturday. That's probably safer in case the delivery it shows up late on the Friday, but hopefully we can get it so it shows up on the Thursday. That's bingo. I'm super excited for it because it is the Attention Shoppers bingo. And next month is going to be a super awesome one. I'm contemplating having a backyard bingo, an in-person bingo. Let me know. I'm going to do a poll in the bingo group to see if anyone might be interested in that. Let me know. And then if not, we'll just do a backyard bingo virtual, if that makes sense. Anyways, okay, so that's enough of kind of the updates. I'm going to flip you over and we're going to start looking at crafty stuff. Okay, probably don't want to look at my ceiling. There we go. Okay, so here is that mat I was telling you about. Whoops. Except the only problem is that it's like a lot bigger than the space I have to work with. We also have this lovely silicone mat that's good for cleaning brushes. This will actually hold my ink spots. You know, the ones that we get in a kit. Of course, I don't have any nearby to show you. But anyways, that's kind of the intent. You can just hold little trinkets and different things, and it's silicone, so it actually sticks to this, which is really, really cool. And then this is just like a cleaning cloth, like a polishing cloth. It's almost like you wet it, and it's almost like, it's like a micro chamois cloth. Almost, it's like the same material of this, but not as thick. It's a lot thinner. So that's what that is. This feels damp because it wasn't a package, so I think I'm going to have to keep it in a plastic container or a Ziploc. Trying not to have it completely closed. You don't want mold to grow on it, but this definitely is to wet and let dry for cleaning purposes. Okay, we are going to put that there. I don't know if you guys saw. Oh, look at my little thing is. Just a sec, I got to twist my phone to get it tightened so that you don't tilt on me the whole time. See the shadow? Yeah, I'm not too sure I'm going to like that. Okay. Anyways, hey, congrats. When the Oilers won the other night, I had to make a card, you know, indicating that we need to hear La Bamba. So that was just a fun way. This was actually based on a card Kim showed us at our last team meeting, actually. Sorry, this keeps moving on me. And I just changed it up to kind of do it in Oiler colors. So thanks for that design, Kim. That was a great idea. I don't even have the card nearby that I cased. But it was a super cute in color card. Maybe what I'll do is in the Heart Stampers group, I'll post both pictures. That way you can get some card inspiration and see what it's all about. But anyways, wanted to share that because, you know what? We should be making orange and blue cards to support our city. No? You end up making an Oilers fan card, post it in the Heart Stampers group so we can all see it. Okay, so for tonight, what I wanted to share with you was a good card, well, it's actually a card sketch, a basic card design as found on page 22 of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. And we're going to do card sketch number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, number 8. It's based on a card swap I was just participating in. A little late getting out, but if you're a part of that card swap, your in-color card from me is coming your way. And I'll share that one with you in a moment. But I wanted just to reproduce it using some favorite paper. Now, I wanted you guys to vote on the paper because I have been using the Country Woods quite a bit. But this paper, about, I think it's called, yes, Unbounded Beauty, has so many fun colors in it as well. Lots of florals. It's got the new in colors. Look at all those pretty in pink. And we've got the Posy, what's it called? But no, not Posy, Petunia Pop. So we've got that, or I was also contemplating playing with this particular one, which is Full of Life is what it's called. This is the paper pack that we're featuring in the summer stamp camp that I'm doing with Brenda. So I thought, you know what, one of these cards might be fun to make using this design. But for those of you who are watching, maybe just take a quick vote. Do you want Unbounded Beauty, Country Woods, or Full of Life? Which paper pack should I play with tonight? It is going to be the viewer's choice. There's so many beautiful papers that it's hard to choose just which one. And I'm hoping I can see your comments. It might just take a few seconds. So again, we've got Country Woods. We have Full of Life, which is all these fun bright colors and watercolors. And then on the other side, like, look how bold that is. This is truly fun paper. Very artistic. And then we've got the Unbounded Beauty and Country Woods. I don't see any comments or any vote for any one of them. But I'm sure you guys are, because it's not like you not to. Let me see if I can log on to Facebook as well, just to make sure. I mean, maybe you're not, it could be that you're not, let me just make sure I'm on mute. Yes. Could be that, no, yeah, see, you are all leaving comments. I just can't see them when I'm on my phone. This is so horrible. Okay, well, thank you all for tuning in. And Unbounded Beauty seems to be the winner. So thank you, ladies, for voting. Now, I just need to come up with some different patterns. Look at that peachy pattern. We want this pattern. I mean, we probably want to use all of them, I would guess. So we'll use that one. There should be 6 different pieces, and I think I have 4 there. So which ones am I missing? I am missing, ooh, this one, which is like pretty flowers, and this one. Okay, so we have some colors that we're going to trim some paper to. Now I am going to trim strips of 4 inches off my 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to do 2 at a time because I can do 2 at a time. These blades are awesome. I wouldn't recommend anything more than 2 with the Designer Series paper, even though you probably could do 3, just to kind of protect your blade. Line it up to 4 inches. I just gotta make sure I chose 4. Yeah, 4 inches. And then I'm just gonna set those aside. I'm gonna do 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting this so that it ends up being the same size as my card front that I want, because I always like to mat my card fronts. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm doing 4 inches. You're going to want to watch your pattern paper to make sure it's going directionally the way you might want it, by 5 1/4. And you'll see in a moment why I'm cutting my pattern paper to this. Now this will work for any paper sampler that you have on the go. But remember that fun sketch that I showed you? It is just, it could be colored cardstock. It could be all the same pattern paper. Maybe you just want 2 colors in there. Maybe you're doing a monochromatic card. And that'll work too, however you choose to do it. But I'm choosing to use multiple designer patterns because I want to show off my paper. I want to use my paper that's come in my pack. So this is why I'm choosing to do this. Now I'm also going to cut my cardstock because I want to make a card base. So I'm cutting one to 5 1/2 by That's 5.5 by 8.5. And then my other one, I'm cutting to 4 inches by 5.25. So what I'm doing is I'm making a card front. So there you go. Here are all the pieces. Then the rest of this basic white I'm going to keep because I'm going to want to stamp on it here in a little bit. So basically you should have a 4-inch by 5.25. You've got your standard card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to just fold this in half. I didn't have my score blade in my trimmer, otherwise I would have scored it right in there. So instead I'm just lining that up and using my bone folder, which is really yucky and dirty. Yeah. Okay. And then I have my DSP that I've also cut to 4 inches by 5.25. Now I'm bringing back my paper trimmer because now what I want to do, I just wanted to cut these because some of you are probably going to be using scraps that you already have. Oh, look at that. That wasn't properly lined up. Whoops. And that's okay because I don't need a whole sheet for one card. This will end up giving me pieces to make multiple cards. But I just cut it to size because in case you're cutting scraps, this is an easy way to make the start of it. Because, oh look, here's another one. I guess I get to do those. Apparently I didn't put them in place right away properly, or I had like partial sheets that I was using. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back and I'm going to take 2 of those cards. Now, because I cut this to 4 inches wide, I'm going to trim this down 2 inch. I'm going to make 2 cuts at 2 inches. No, sorry, just 1 cut at 2 inches. I'm kind of trimming that in half because I want my little pieces to be 2 inches by 1 3/4 of an inch. Uh-oh, just a sec. I'm second guessing myself. Let me just measure. Yes, 1 3/4. Okay. 1 3/4. So 2 inches by 1 3/4. Oh, that looks too big. Just wait. 2 inches. Just a sec. I think I just screwed up. One 3/4 inch. Sorry, you guys. Just a sec. It's because I don't... Just wait. Give me one more sec. I gotta run to the other side of the room where my pieces are. Okay. Sorry, it wasn't... No, but it should have been 2 inches. No, it's because I have to divide it by 3. Ah, okay. Sorry. I hope you're not cutting with me because I've just royally messed this up. So it's 1 3/4, not 2 inches that I want. It's 1 3/4 this way. And then it's only 1 1/4 plus 1 notch. So 1 1/4 plus 1/8. So I'm going to go to that middle notch there. Look at that. You're falling down on me. Sorry. Gotta tighten that. Okay, just a sec. You're going to like go around. Sorry, I had to tighten this thing because it was driving me nuts. It keeps falling. Oh! And my tech guy is nowhere around. Okay, this is what sucks about having to do Facebook Live because I have to use my photo stand and my telephone and not my main camera. Oh my gosh, I will get this right. In fact, I'm like seconds away from just paying the paid version of our dear StreamYard. There's got to be a better way. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, you guys. This just keeps falling out of my stand. Okay, just a sec. Oh my goodness. I just want to cry. This didn't fall all those other times. Why is it today? What am I doing wrong? Everything is tight. Okay, let's try that. That might stay for a while. Okay, so 1 3/4 by 1 1/4 plus a notch. I don't know what that is in real life, you guys, but I'll show you again what I mean. So just ignore those little scraps. Let me trim this down to 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then 1 1/4 plus a notch. So let me just close this and hold this up. So 1 1/4 inches, which is that big long one right here, and then plus 1/8. So I go to not the small notch, but the big notch, just like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that to all of these, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fit 3 pieces across that 4-inch strip. There we go, like this. It'll make sense afterwards. So I've got my little pile there. Like I said, you're gonna have enough to do multiple cards. I'm gonna take another 2 pieces. This time I'm gonna trim it to 1 3/4 right off the bat. We'll do it correct this time. And then I'm gonna trim this to 1 1/4 plus a notch. Although I'm doing this, I'm seeing I'm cutting this the wrong way based on how the patterns are going, because I'm gonna want the patterns to go up and down. That's okay, because we can go both directions. So 1 1/4 plus an 1/8, 1 1/4 plus an 1/8, 1 1/4, 1 1/4 plus an 1/8. Okay, so we've got those pieces. And then now the last strip, I'm going to trim this now to 1 1/4, 1 1/4 plus an 1/8. And then I'm going to trim these to 3 1/4, or sorry, 1 1/4, 1 3/4. There we go. So it's 1 3/4 by 1 1/4 plus an 1/8. Math, girl math. There probably was a simpler way to do this, but this is what I found worked for me. So let's do this again. I'm going to do 1 1/4 plus an 1/8, just because I want these flowers going this direction. 1 1/4 plus an 1/8. And I'll put these ones aside. And then 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. So we almost have a good variety of different papers, different patterns, going different directions. 1 3/4. Okay. 1 3/4. Okay, and then we'll do this last little bit. This isn't quite perfect, so I'm actually going to trim these to 1 1/4 plus an 1/8, and then we'll do 1 3/4. Okay. There we go. Yeah, see, this is so interesting. I can't see any of your comments here, and then of course my Facebook thing kind of died, but thank you guys for posting. Unbounded Beauty. Hello to everyone who's made it. Okay, did I get all the colors? I think I do have a good sampling of it all, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm going to take back my card front. So we've got our card base and we've got our card front. And this is where I'm going to mix up all the lovely little pieces, and I want to play around and stitch. It's almost like quilting. It's like, where is, you know, the beautiful pieces gonna lie, you know, where they fit nicely. So let's keep, see that one that's going the wrong direction, but we can put that there. Ooh, this is pretty. having kind of like a floral scene. So it's all going to depend on how you cut it. See, this one's going kind of the right direction. So I can lay that there. Yeah, see, these ended up, why is that one bigger than this one? I must have cut that one wrong. Let me just go over here and see, because it should be 1 1/4 plus 1/8. 1 1/4 plus 1/8, it is. But why does it look bigger than that? It just looks like it because of the color. That's bizarre. Okay. And what other ones? Oh, we've got this pretty one with some of that. I think I'm going to put that one down there, and we can put an actual pretty floral up here. And this is where you can kind of play around with it if you're not too sure kind of on the color. Because I don't have any orange, here I might need this piece. And this is also why it's good to have different pieces, because this one's got the orange, so it's going to pull in some of that orange from the other colors. You see? So once you have a pile that you like, then you can go ahead and start putting it on your cardstock. Now what happened here? Because I look like I measured them wrong. It's supposed to fit 4 inches. So basically what you do is you take 4 divided by 3, and each piece should be like 1.33, which is why I picked 125 plus 1/8 in order to get them. But for some reason, we're hanging off the side a little bit, and that's okay. It's not a problem because I'll show you how to fix that. But now we're going to just start adhering them to the bottom. And I'm going to start with the upper corner. It doesn't really matter where you start. Whoops, sorry. Be right back. My adhesive's on the other side. You guys know I am going to play with this with the Country Woods just because. Oh, here's the other thing. You just saw me put the adhesive on here with this. Let me show you a better way. I'm just going to pull off all of those in the order that I had them, ideally. And before I mount that down, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go ahead, take my adhesive and go all around the outside. And then put 2 or 3 strips in the middle. I'm putting all my adhesive on this cardstock first of all, and then I'm going to go ahead and start mounting it in the order in which I pre-laid it out. So when you take it off your card, you know, just make sure you still have it in the order that you want. And then that way I can just go ahead and butt them up, and you're going to be good to go. It's going to make it easier. It's going to make it faster if you have all your adhesive down instead of putting it on each individual square. Trust me, it just makes it a whole lot faster. And look, I think I cut that one a little wide because it's not lining up with this. That's okay. I can fix that. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Like, look how pretty all that Designer Series paper is. It is so pretty. We've got some little pieces here. Okay, I don't know what happened with my measurements, you guys. Trust me, I got this all to work, and now tonight it's like, oh, I got a little bit of white here. I'm wondering if I didn't cut this properly. Anyways, so once you have it all layered, just go ahead and make sure you trim off the excess just so that you're aligned with the white card front. You can use your paper trimmer. I prefer just to use my scissors. I'm going to go ahead in here, but you see, this is what happened is I ended up coming off the edge a little bit at the top because I'm standing, and the way my camera is and the way my setup is, I can't see properly when I line that up to the top. So what should have been lined up to the top of this wasn't, and because of that, I have this little extra. That's what happened. Okay, that makes me feel better. I did cut everything correctly. My measurements are right, so you'll have to play. But know that it's okay. If you need to do a little trimming, it's not the end of the world. We can just make this slightly smaller. And then if you wanted to trim this side, you could just get your paper trimmer out, which is what I'll do, just to trim a little bit more off that end. Oh, but be careful because you might do what I do. That's what happens when I don't cut enough, and I should have had it upside down, and now I've just wrecked my card. That just makes me so sad. I just want to cry. Good thing I cut myself a bunch of other ones to try and like fix. Okay, well, you know what all that means? Everything is fixable though. You know that, right? So now Trisha is just going to have an extra distressed card. That's all that means. So pull out the sandpaper and my distressing tool. Here it is. Here's an old one. Does anyone remember that? It's an oldie but goodie that came in a little pack. I am going to try and distress this. So what it's going to do, it's going to lift some white because the Designer Series paper, in between the two patterns, it's actually also a white layer of paper. So it should ultimately share that with me. Now I probably could do a better job at distressing. Now, sadly, do not distress on your glass mat. So although this was pretty to play with, we are moving it because I need like a wood surface, or ideally I would put a cardboard piece of paper on there so that I can use my sandpaper. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go like this and really rough up all the edges. Now it's only because I made that boo-boo, right? But you all know I love shabby and distressed cards. So this is how I fix it. So whoever's getting this wouldn't know the difference unless it's one of you guys watching, right? This is just going to be a beautiful card that I post and everyone's going to be like, oh, so pretty. And little did they know it was a result of a whoopsie. There's always a way to fix it. But now I have to kind of go over each square. But look how awesome this looks. It just looks so cool. There's like some extra love put into this card. Now look how pretty that is. Is that not gorgeous? It's gorgeous. Okay, so now that we have that done, you can decide if you want to pop it up or if you want to leave it down. I think I'm actually going to pop it up. We are going to mount it like so. I'm going to put one dimensional each corner and then two in the middle. So one kind of there and one there, and that's just going to give it some stability. Now before I go to put it down or mount it down, I want to maybe grab some twine or some ribbon, something that looks a little shabby. And you know what? I think I am going to use the Purple Posy. Of all the new ink colors, what's your favorite one? Curious minds want to know. For those of you who are at the Creative Carnival, you know that the voting, which one was number one? Okay. Sorry, I just went to go get my ribbon scissors because we have the awesome ribbon that's like this. And I want to tie a bow, so I'm going to trim this ribbon, but I want to make it shabby. So what I'm going to do is I'm cutting just beside the stitch line. I could go up the center, but I don't quite want the center. I just want that stitch line. So that's what I'm going to do. And in fact, as I'm saying that to you now, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, just a sec. Another pause. I've got another piece of ribbon over here that's already cut. Let's try this one. And when I say try it, what I wanted to try and do is just pull the strands out. I didn't want to cut the ribbon. This time I wanted to pull the strands out. So all I'm doing is this. See, this is how you can get gathered ribbon. Ooh, this is going to be a technique actually that I shared at Summer Stamp Camp. We're going to make a card like that. I just love that pleated ribbon. Love it, love it. In fact, I added that to that shopping cart card I made, which was super cool. because again, it's shabby. I love that messy look. And it's probably because I end up making mistakes like that all the time. But there's always a way to fix it. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm pulling on this to get the threads. I'm just pulling the threads out. There. But I think I want a few more than that. I kind of want all the threads that come with this, or at least a few more. So let me yank some more out. I'm just holding on to it and I'm pulling from the bottom of the ribbon to get it all out like that. So again, I'm just pulling on the ribbon, trying to find a pile of it. And at the top, getting those frayed pieces, getting it started, holding on. But then I can pull from the very bottom and it should all come out. So as I get kind of near the end, well, it worked all those other times, but now it's not. So let me try again. Oh. Come on. Pull. Shouldn't be this hard. There we go. Yank it out. And I think that that's enough. So that's just threads. All I did was take the threads out of that ribbon. And now I'm going to tie them around this particular card. So just the front of the card. I didn't mount it yet, right? Because I wanted to tie the ribbon on this. So what I'm doing is I'm just tying a bow, just like I would a ribbon. It's just harder and finer. If you've got like cut nails, it might catch on something just because it's so fine. But look at that, just gives it that extra shabby look. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we need to put a little greeting. Now, I think I'm done with this. I'm going to go ahead and mount this to my card front. So again, don't be scared to try that sketch. That was sketch number 8 in the page 22 of the catalog as a way to test out all your pattern paper. This could even be every time you buy yourself a new pack of pattern paper, this could be the card sketch that you make a card out of with that paper right off the bat to get using it. And then you can be satisfied that at least you made a beautiful card with all the paper to kind of get what you need. Now we need a greeting. And again, you see, you can copy exactly the sketch or you can improvise a little bit. Like I made a bow, even though that just shows kind of lines between there, as if it was like twine or something spread through. But I can go ahead and make like a little banner. Now it's going to depend on the words, right? I actually don't have the set that goes with that. But what I do have is I've got this one, Happy Little Things, which I love. I also have Filled with Happiness, Sending Loads of Happiness, which is kind of a big one. And then, you know, a bunch of little big words. What else do we have that might fit in there? Oh, this is a fun one. Celebrate. This is actually a really fun one. We could give someone a celebrate. Let's try that. Now, the thing is like we need a tag or we need something to go with it. My favorite dies of all are these stylish shapes. I'm just looking to see which of these fit. That's kind of too big. And that's too big. So those are not ideal for that, which is okay. We don't have to use that shape. It is just kind of like a nice to have. We've got these fancy dies, which will work. I really like this particular one. And in fact, that's what we're going to use. I'm just going to the other side of my table to grab it because I just cut one out. But of course, it's not as easy. It's probably easier for me just to cut another one, so that's what I will do. We will cut this one. because that's like absolutely perfect for it. I'm using the cut and emboss machine. I really should have it up there so you can see it in the work in progress. However, this is what I've cut. And now we need to go ahead and mount it onto a block. Sorry for my reach. But which color do we want to use? I think we need Petunia Pop. Let's try this. It's all going to kind of coordinate with that ribbon. So stamp, 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 stamp. Celebrate. Now this is from the Softly Said. Look how fun that is. Except as you know, we're kind of distressing this, right? Because of my little oopsies. So because of that, I'm going to pull out the Art of Texture. So this is something that is on the online exclusives. You will not find this one in the catalog. We're going to use that. And I am going to grab some peach and some Summer Splash, just like this. I'm also going to grab a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to start with my peach, just because it's a lighter color. And I'm actually going to stamp, but I want to stamp off my block 3 times. 1, 2, 3, just so that I have a light shade to stamp on here. So you can barely see it, but you can see it, if that makes any sense. So it's like a little splash, but you can't see it. And I want to do the same down at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go ahead and splash it here. So it's very minimal. It's not bright. It's not bold, but it's just enough to show a little splatter to make it look distressed. So I'm going to pull in the Summer Splash color, and we're going to do the same thing. And if you don't have these splashes, that's okay. I'm doing the same thing. I'm stamping off 3 times, and then I'm stamping on. And you could even leave it and not ink it again, and then just stamp off on here. And you'll still get, it almost looks like little splatter of paint. Let me show you. Like this. So it's very faded. You can barely see it. But if you don't have it, not a big deal. You can just use your markers. So if you've got a Petunia Pop marker, like I normally would have laying around, but I have no idea what I've done with it. So I'll show you with some Pretty in Pink because it has all the colors. You can just use your marker and just do the flicking thing. And it's just to add a little bit extra flick. Ideally, I'd want the darker shade, but in the absence of it, we'll just leave it as that. Cute, huh? And then I'm going to go ahead and mount that with dimensionals. So this is a fabulous way, like I said, to play with all your designer series paper. You probably have a lot of retired paper. It's a great way to make a whole bunch of cards. And I'm just going to try and move that away. But in some cases, you might not be able to. It might be better to tuck it underneath here. But I'm going to center this like so. And then that can just kind of go over. But what would be a card like this without some bling? So we've got the In Color gems that are available in the new catalog. And so when you're playing with the new In Colors, you have to play with the gems. Now I'm just trying to find my little scissors. Now, because I used the lovely Petunia Pop ribbon, ideally I'd want to use some Petunia Pop, but I've used up all of those already. So we're going to use some Sky instead. And what I'm going to do is pick one big one, and I'm going to put it kind of here. And I'm going to grab a little one, and I'm going to put it just above here, because what I'm trying to do is make the eye go to the word celebrate. Then I'm going to grab another small one, and I'm going to put it up here. Just that way it kind of like brings your eye to the pretty bow to look at it, and then you can go and add your pretty gems here. So again, if you're looking for ideas, look in the catalog on page 22 because they are all here, and I'm going to feature them every now and then, and plus you'll see them on the Stampin' Up! Social media pages as well, but you'll constantly see them here on our page. This is the one right here. I call it number 8. So this is the one, and I'll show you the one I did as part of the ink color. Oh, except this one doesn't have bling on it because all my ones with the bling went in the mail. Okay, just a sec. Where's my bling? I gotta add some bling. Bling, bling. Okay, and I'm gonna add purple and purple, but I have no more purple small ones. So this is where you could pull out your blends and turn one into it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn one of those pretty in pink into a petunia pop because I need one small one. Now this is really bright. That looks a whole lot brighter. So because of that, I'm going to actually color over the petunia pop so that they both look more alike. And it could be because it was fresh ink that I put over top. But, oops, not that one. Oh, except I've already done them here. Oh, okay, never mind. That might not look so good. But let's try it. This one has got the blend in it, but it's because I wanted it here to show. So here is one with an ink color card that I did for an ink color swap. Isn't that fun? Using the same ribbon, but I used it in a different way on this card. Because we ended up doing this one all shabby, I had to do the shabby ribbon to reflect it. Do you see the difference? This one I did follow the pattern directly in the catalog by using a little banner tag, but then I added this bling to the purple petunia pieces. But that's interesting how dark that came. So I might want to try and go over that one with the blend, but I feel that I'll risk getting the paper wrecked with my marker because I really should do it before I put it on the project just to avoid that. Anyways, I hope you see the 2 cards. And like I said, I'm going to post using the Country Woods as well. And we can do a little vote of which one is your favorite. I just absolutely love, I'm so happy with how this turned out, how it was that happy accident, how the side got all ripped up, so we had to distress it all, because I love distress. Needless to say, this one's my favorite, although it's interesting because they're both in colors, right? So you get your basic one with your in color paper, but now you can upscale it with your Unbounded Beauty and then shabby it up. I hope you enjoyed those cards and that you'll try it yourself. Be sure to post them in the comments, like take a picture of your card and post it in the comments here on Facebook. If you do recreate it, because of course we want to see, or you can mail me a card, that works too. Haha. If there's any ideas that you have that you want me to share next week, again, just send me a message, post it in the comments. Try my best to find it and we'll recreate it. I got some new stamp sets this week that I'm super excited about. Namely, I did get the Country Flowers that goes with the Country Woods because I hadn't originally ordered that. And I need to start playing with Choose Happy because our stamp camp is featuring this. And so we're ordering all the supplies this week to make sure that we get the paper and the stamps. That's all for now. We will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.